Alright, in today's video I'm going to give you a guide for playing Ram in Rainbow Six Siege. Now, Ram is kind of an underutilized operator. In my opinion, she's actually really good at what she does. So I'm just making this guide to sort of give you some little ways you can play, little ideas you can run with her. So first of all, I want to start talking about the loadout for Ram. This generally is what I run 99% of the time. For the primary weapon, I'll nearly always run the R4C because it's better than the LMG. The LMG is not like particularly bad, it's just the R4C is the R4C. So I just generally will always run that over the LMG. I nearly always will run the shotgun. Well, I always run the shotgun secondary. The main reason for this is because it's always nice to have shotguns to make rotates and to make holes if you run out of rams. It just gives you that extra bit of verticality, an extra bit of like maneuverability because you can make rotates and move around. Another thing as well you can do is like when you use a ram charge, like to open up a wall, it opens up like a crouch hole, and then if all you take is like maybe one or two more shots with a shotgun to make it like a fully runnable rotate hole if you want to try and do that as well. For the gadgets, I'll nearly always run smokes personally because it's like I really like smokes in Siege. I like to sort of use smokes to block off angles and to cut off lines of sight or to like make plays off them as well. However, there is sort of situations and times where you might want to run stuns. For example, if you're doing vertical play, you might want to flash down the vert and then drop a hatch onto sight maybe. That's like a cool play you can do with flashbangs. It's just kind of what you want for the kind of attack that you want to do, but generally I'll nearly always run smokes just by default, unless I have an idea where I want to run stuns for that. So yeah, that's all for the lineup. Now I'm going to go straight into the game and tips. Now, one of the big positives of playing Ram over other soft breaches is that they are remotely detonatable. Like, I can throw this Ram, go somewhere else and then detonate it. You can also pick them back up as well, which is a little bonus. But one of the good things about this is that it means that you're safer than doing it as like a book or a sledge. Because let's say I want to make vertical on this like archives floor here. I'll open the door just to show you, but I don't usually do this in game. I'll just throw through the door in the game. But if let's say I want to make vertical here, what I can do if I'm a sledge, I can just run along sledge on the floor or run along book on the floor, which leaves me vulnerable to C4s and to getting like shot through the holes that I've just made. However, if I do it with Ram, I can simply just throw it, come safe onto the balcony and then detonate it, and then at that point, like, there's no chance of me dying to C4s, no chance of me getting killed through the holes, and it's just like a nice way to make vertical basically. And then you can come check the holes, or you can even like go on the archives window and check it from there if you're doing this example, which is kind of what I generally will do. I won't run through here to get there, I'll go around the outside, but just for the quickness of the video I'll show you from here. This you can get like angled into like, that's like the bottom mainstairs hallway. You can make it more like straight and get like a better angle where they're like you're not getting blocked by the carpet. But yeah, that's one of the benefits of it being remotely detonatable. You can put it down on the floor outside, run around here onto the balcony, get ready in position, open up the window, and then start opening the vert. And it's such like a winnable fight for you if somebody's just chilling back workshop, that it's like a really advantageous thing to do. The other good part about them being remotely detonatable is that you can create distractions with them. This is really, really good if you're in like a 1vx situation or like a 1v1 or a 1v2. If let's say I'm doing a 1v2 and the site is bathroom, what I can do, for example, is to just place a ram here, and then I don't need to throw it. I don't need to activate it. I can then go and run somewhere else. Let's just, for the sake of example, let's say I run to the bottom of these stairs. Now, when I detonate the ram, I can wait for people to like run around site and react to the rams going off. Like, let's say people are trying to rotate out a bathroom into tell us, I can pick them off, or I can like come trying to hold this angle and pick this cross off. It's like you can basically create like a 1v1 into like a 2v1, even though there's only one person even though there's only like one of you. It kind of makes it feel for the enemies that they're fighting more than one person, which adds to the stress factor and like gives you just an easier chance of winning the round base. Now, this kind of goes without saying, but rams are really, really good for rushing. What I like to do, for example, I've never really actually tried this on the like ventilation site here for this door here, but I'm just using it because I'm already in a border game to show you. What I sometimes like to do is to just kind of throw a smoke in, like bounce it under the door. When it pops, throw the ram in and just go, and then you can kind of push in off the distractions and like, I don't know, stuff like that just seems to work in games because people aren't ready for that kind of play. And they're like, especially in rank, you would think this kind of stuff wouldn't really work in rank, but it actually does. Like, in the majority of the time in like high rank games, it'll work as well. Because people aren't ready for stupid plays like that. And with Ram, you can kind of get away with the most like silly plays, just because it's like out of the blue, like 0 to 100 kind of type. So yeah, that's just like a cool little thing that I like to do with RAM, is to like use it for the rush plays and like just bursting through doors like the Kool-Aid man. One thing as well you might know about RAMs is that they are really, really loud. And this means that what you can actually use them for is the like sound distractions. Let's say I want to try and get a plant on the tellers here. Like I've opened up this wall with a breacher like an ace or a thermite, and now I'm trying to go in here and plant. What I can do to try and mask the sound of the plant is to just throw a ram and detonate it. And then, as you can hear, the plant sound is really, really quiet compared to the ram. Because the ram charge is going off, it like creates all this chaos and all this confusion, and it'll mask the sound of the plant. So you may be able to get some sneaky plants off of that, and like rather than just planting with no distraction or no like anything like that, just throw it. If you have a ram in your pocket, there's no reason not to just throw it down and detonate it. Or even just have it like placed above, then detonate it. It won't mask the sound as much as it being in the same room, but it'll still create more chaos and more like confusion and distractions. I think one of the good things about RAM for me is like she's like the master of creating distractions and confusion, and like chaos and chaotic situations, which is like I find really fun to do. I will say though, with that, like using the rams as like a sound distraction to cover plants, you kind of have to use that sparingly. Well, like within the same game, like you can't use that same trick every single round of the game to cover your plant. You might be able to get away with it, but like you run the risk of it being predictable after if you do it a few times. So just be a little bit careful with how much you use that. But what you can also build off that though, and you can sort of use it as a distraction, like as a bait kind of thing, sorry. So like you can throw the ram down and detonate it. They'll think you're going to try and plant or something. They may get aggressive and try and swing it, and then you just be gun up waiting for them. Like little sort of counter adaptations and stuff. You can like counter the counters by doing that. Alright, so now I'm going to go through a few different maps and a few different sites and show you some little RAM routes that I like to run. Just for like an example of how I use these tips that I've just explained. This first one is for the bathroom site on border, just because I'm already on the map, so I'll show you it. What I first do is I go to the officer's window, and I just throw it through the window and detonate it straight away. The next one I go for this archives door here, and then I'll jump off the balcony straight away and go on this AC balcony. Before I detonate it though, I like to get actually on the balcony ready with the window open. And then I'll detonate this. This as well, it works as like a solo play. Like I do this when I'm solo queuing, and I like clear the map by myself. So now I'll check these holes a little bit, and I'll check the like officers archive. Sorry. The good thing as well is if you're crouching behind this, you're not visible through the holes, so you don't have to worry about that. And then I like to check I check the armory hole that it makes as well. And then now I can like fully check the holes, knowing that nobody's like kind of swung me up here, so I'm probably pretty safe. To check these. And you can see, like, obviously, you can see all the, like, workshop stuff, like I've explained before when I showed you this RAM. When I was, like, explaining it earlier. But it's just nice to, like, I'm just kind of showing you how I would use it in a game. And, like, how I would clear around it. So the main idea with this is you use this RAM to clear workshop control so that you don't get C4, because you know that nobody's going to be underneath these holes because you've checked them. You can clear armory kind of through this way and make sure nobody's, like, here to kill you. And then you want to start trying to clear fountain and officers. So I'll kind of like peek around the holes. The good thing about the first ram is it makes a hole in this wall here you can check through. I kind of like to spam that just to make sure nobody's ratting in that corner. But yeah, now you can kind of clear fountain side. And like, from now on, I'm just going to assume it's clear. We haven't fully cleared officers, but in a game, you'll know if somebody's in there by now. So now the final ram that I like to run is this one right here. And it just kind of, you can see the hallway from this. So essentially the first ram clears workshop. The second ram clears bathroom so that you can actually get vertical on the bathroom. You can see all the cubicles. You can see all the little cubbies. You can even see like back here. You can see all of, basically literally all of bathroom with this. And then with this one you can kind of get the hallway. And that makes sure nobody's coming in through tellers or rotating out of tellers. Or rotating through open area. Or rotating to blue desk, etc. etc. This is really good for going for like a bathroom hatch plant. Where you like drop the hatch, because from here you can cover literally everything. You can cover the rotate hole, you can cover the door to site, and you can cover the hallways as well as like the workshop as well. So even the rotate hole, you can cover literally everything from above. And it's just a really easy execute to take after that point once you've got all the control that you need. Next I'm going to show you for Canal, I'm going to show you the basement site. So yeah. Alright, so now for the second example of what I like to run, how I like to run RAM is on the basement site of Canal, the basement down there. what I like to do is I'll come straight up to this radio window and I'll simply just rappel straight on it. And with the rams, you can sort of order how they move, like if they turn left, if they go straight, or if they go right. So what I first like to do is I put one going left and I'll just throw it straight through the window and detonate it straight away. Then I'll put one going right and I'll throw it and detonate it straight away. And then the final one I'll put middle and I'll throw it and detonate it straight away. Now the last one's kind of redundant, but I just do this anyway. Sorry if you can't hear it right now because the rams are going off. But from these 3 rams, what you can do is you can literally get an angle on nearly all of like scuba and all of the hallway where the scuba suits are, and inside of one of the sites as well. So this is one of the sites here. You can see pretty much all of the room apart from like behind the table, which you kind of can if you shoot this open a bit. You can basically see all of like this half the room. Then if you come over here, you can see the scuba hallway, and like into scuba a bit. And if you throw the rams a bit better, you can get like this bit open as well. And you can it'll basically mean that nobody can like play in this sort of tucked corner on scuba. And that if you want to enter, you can enter from scuba. Like you can have a teammate enter from scuba while you're covering this to cover them, so that they're fully clear from like someone rotating in. If they come through the hallway to go to scuba, you can kill them in the hallway, or when they come through the door. Or if they come through this door, you can kill them above from the door. It basically means that you can take scuba for nearly free, because at this point, there's not really many places for somebody to be in scuba while somebody's on these holes. I'll show you for example. There's maybe some weird rack corners like close to the window where someone might hide, like they might hide like tucked here maybe, or like they can potentially be like here, but if you make the holes properly, you'll be able to see that from above. So all someone has to do when they're jumping in scuba is to watch for the scuba stairs or these like basement ladders, which is I very much doubt you'd see somebody there. So you kind of just have to jump in looking for the scuba stairs. Obviously that's like providing that somebody's still holding these holes for you, so you don't have to worry about it. But yeah, that's just how I like to run RAM on Canal, just for another example of like using the fact that it's remote detonating to detonate from outside rather than being inside where I'm vulnerable. So yeah. Alright, that's it for this video. I'm gonna like plug some shit now. If you don't want to listen to it, it's fine, just go and watch a different video. Thanks for watching. But I'm currently doing one-to-one coaching sessions on Fiverr. If you want to sign up for that and get yourself in on some coaching sessions, then there's a link in the description. And I'm also selling strategies, like fully 5-man strategies, that can be used in competitive games, in ranked games, or in like tournaments and stuff if you want to do that. So yeah, there's a link in the description for both of them. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.